The course is on Microsoft Power BI, hosted and taught by Jeff Lipkowitz. I'm a data scientist, specifically focused on Microsoft Azure. I have a lot of experience. I've been doing this for a long time, over 10 years, in analytics in different capacities. One, within IoT, uh, business intelligence, and machine learning. All three areas are related and they're all very different. Microsoft Power BI falls within sort of the middle spectrum, right? Business intelligence. So a lot of what we're going to be talking about is how to not just use Microsoft Power BI as a tool, but how to actually take the data and extract value out of it and how to incorporate that within your business, right? Uh, Business intelligence as a tool is not useful unless it's something that is usable and the business can interpret and you can build into your business processes to get value out of it. I have experience doing this both in large corporations as well as startups. The needs are similar, but how you get there is different, right? If you're a larger corporation or a smaller startup. And I've attended both Purdue as well as University of Chicago to kind of talk about where we're at today. We need to kind of talk about the history, right, of BI in general, right? So the first corporate wave, really started around, I would say, early 2005 to about the 2008 time frame, right? So this is, what we like to refer to as the corporate BI world, right? So it was really driven by corporate IT to the end user. So what this means from a business standpoint was, one, it was very expensive, and two, it took a long time to get the actual business intelligence reports that the business needed because ultimately you were working through IT. So what did that actually mean from a project perspective? You would have an infrastructure team. You'd have people that would manage and create the reports that would work with the business. Then you had people that set up the data model. So it was very expensive, one, from a tool perspective, and two, from a people's perspective. And a lot of the first wave of data warehousing projects failed because of how they were approached. They went through a big bang type of approach. So the software development life cycle was, 6 months to potentially a year. So it, this was, good. I mean, there was in the sense that people were able to utilize the data in which they never could before, but it was one costly and two time consuming, right? So the first wave of products that really capture this sphere were products such as Oracle Business Intelligence, um, Business Objects, which later became bought by SAP, uh, Cognos, which IBM bought. These were sort of the first wave of large Microsoft Power BI, and then sort of the second wave came along. And depending on how you want to slice it, this could be sort of the cloud phase too. But really, the idea was rather than having a middleman, having IT coming in between to kind of go to the business, say, okay, what reports do you need, and have everything being controlled. Uh, Sort of this self-service world became a reality, right? So these are tools such as Tableau, um, Looker, Good Data, Burst. Good Data and Burst and Looker fall more in the cloud spectrum, but Tableau and ClickView would be more of the self-service model. So the pros to this is, obviously the analyst is in control. it's still not perfect in the sense that you kind of have to be a data scientist ninja to really understand all the different tools and work with it. But you didn't need a large IT team in order to get sort of the same output. So that became the strength. But the problem with this became different groups had different change control processes and had different approval mechanisms. So you might have one department, marketing, use Looker, and then you might have another department, for example, sales, using ClickView, because the tools became very lean and very more user centric. So then you lost the benefits that you saw in the IT world, where there was a controlled process, there was governance, uh, certain user, you were able to easily control what users had access to particular reports, and things were sort of centralized. So that's sort of kind of the third, wave comes in, right? I like to, refer to Microsoft Power BI as kind of the Lord of the Rings of the analytics world. It's, one tool to rule them all. It both has the benefits that you see in the second wave, right, where it's very easy for the end user to go in and create whatever reports that they want. Um, Plus, it has the corporate IT enterprise grade built in too, where you can publish the report to the world and sort of have that governance and change control process built in. So it's a very powerful tool in the sense that it fits everyone's needs and it's very unique. And in terms of pricing, the first wave of corporate IT tools were very expensive. They in their day costed $100,000, or give or take, per license, right? So the second wave came in, and the range, I've seen anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 for the different tools, to having just sort of a cloud-based tool, which last time I looked were about 50,000. Microsoft Power BI for less than 10 gigs of data and unlimited users, that are not pro licenses, is completely free. And then on the given pro license, it's about $10, and then you're paying for storage. So it's extremely affordable, extremely powerful, extremely robust. There's never anything been like that. We're really approaching the golden age of BI and analytics, and Microsoft is leading the way. Uh, this course, we have a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about Azure from a overview perspective. So, I wanted to make sure everyone coming in understands the benefits of Azure, and how Microsoft Power BI links into the stack, and what other things that are happening within the Azure world that's very exciting from an analytics perspective. I'm going to talk about Power BI, how to sign up, how to refresh the data, how to transform the data, how to use desktop modeling, how to do visualization. I'm going to talk through the history. So I'm not going to just talk about it from the tool. I'm going to talk about how we've gotten to where we are today. I'm going to talk about, real world digital data analytics, best practices within visualization, Power BI service packs, direct connectivity, APIs, and Power BI for mobile. So we have a lot to talk about, and it's going to be a very exciting course.